show you how I made the little Shrinky Dinks. You can see that. Now this was from our stamp set, so just to give you a little size comparison, this is what the stamp size is, this is what size the little Shrinky Dink comes out. And I have a few right here just to show you. Now you can color them in, or you could leave it blank like that. Now I didn't make any with any little holes in the top because sometimes you can put a little hole right there and then it could be a charm. I was going to actually put mine in like little shakers or just glue them down as little embellishments. So just wanted to show you. So let's get going. Okay, now what you're going to need is a heat tool. I mean, you could use the oven, but this is so much faster. You're going to need some ink, some Staz On Ink. Now the Staz On Ink, you can stamp it on any surface. That's why it works so good. Plus you can color the alcohol markers. You're going to need some alcohol markers if you're coloring them in. I'm just going to use some Copic. And then you're going to need some Shrinky Dink paper. Now the Shrinky Dink paper comes just blank, clear, or there's a frosted one. So if you have an image that you're going to color a lot of, then I would get the frosted because it's already roughed up, so it's just going to stick to it more like paper. This is going to glide a little bit, and I'll have to show you. So I just want to show you the difference with the alcohol markers. Now these are stamp images I stamped that weren't so good, but I just want to show you the difference. I don't have the frosted one because I'm using what I had, and I had the clear ones, but the frosted ones, you're going to get a better coloring image if you plan on coloring a lot. So let's just do like a little Halloween-y spirit jersey. So of course with your, let's go in a little bit closer. So with your alcohol marker, you're going to just color. And see how on the plastic, it's just going to kind of move the color around. If it was the frosted one, the one that's already roughed up a little bit, it would just kind of color more like paper. But it's the same thing where if you let that dry, I can go over it and add another layer, and then it'll get darker and darker. So let's just do a little Halloween themed spirit jersey. Okay, again, I'm just using any alcohol ink. These ones happen to be the Copic. If you wanted to use Spectrum Noir, you could use that too. Or even another brand of alcohol ink-based marker. See how you can just go ahead and keep layering if you let that dry, depending on how dark you want it, but that's good enough for me. Now when you're cutting this out, this film isn't as forgiving as paper. So if you kind of bend it, it will crack. So you kind of have to be really careful when you're cutting it. Like I said, it's not forgivable like paper. It will crack if you crease it. So just be very intentional in where you put your scissors and how you cut. We're just doing this real quick just to show you. So there's that image. Okay, now one of the other things you're going to need if you're doing it with the heat tool is something to kind of hold it down, because this is heat, so you can't hold it with your finger because it'll get too hot. But I just kind of want to show you, and then we'll do one from start to finish. So here we go. Now there's two settings on mine, like really hot and then not so hot. So I'm going to do the lighter one first. So I'm going to hold it down, and then I'm going to start my heat gun. Normally you would go right over your image, but because you won't be able to see if I go right over the image, I'm going to go to the side. But like I said, if you're doing it at home, you're going to want to go right over your image. You can see it's starting to shrink a little bit. And then what I do is I just put something over it to kind of lay it flat because it was going to want to curl a little bit. So I just put that over it. And then you take that off, and there you go. Get that little itty bitty spirit jersey. So cute. Now it went from this size to this size. Okay, now we're gonna do one from start to finish. Okay, so start to finish, you're gonna wanna get your block, your ink. Now, if you're really particular about your stamps, this Staz On Ink gets your stamps filthy. So I have this, it's super old, Staz On Ink cleaner. My stamps are pretty well loved already. So, you know, this is an option, but just cleaning them normally you can do as well. So let's do Madame Leota's Crystal Ball. Okay. So you're going to get your film. You have your stamp on your block. And then if we do it right, you can kind of hear it suction to the film. Listen. See. Oh, I put a little too much ink on that. I felt it slide a little bit. When you put too much ink, you could feel it literally slide on the film. That's why it's probably, if you're just starting out, good to get the one that's roughed up because it won't move. So then I'm going to clean ink off my stamp, set that aside. You always want to keep your Staz On Ink closed because it will dry up a little bit fast. And now you have your images on your film. Again, I'm using the crystal clear ones. If you are coloring or if you're just trying out, you can get the frosted ones that are already roughed up. Your ink will grab to it a little bit better. So here we go. Now you can see the ink is still a little wet on there. Do you see that? So I'm just going to be really careful cutting it. I kind of wanted to show you what will happen if you These ones are yuck ones I'm not really using. But I wanted to show you, if you're not careful with your cutting, it will just kind of break, you know, and you're going to get these and then it's not going to work as easy. So this stuff is not as forgiving as paper. So just be careful when you're maneuvering it or when you're trying to cut it out. Okay, so we're just going to do this real quick crystal ball one without her image. We do have the Madame Leota head that we could put in there, but we are just going to leave it without the head for right now. I think I do want to color it. Now, let's say, for instance, you wanted to make this a charm. What you would do is you would punch a hole in it and then cut around the hole. So let's pretend we're going to make this one into a charm. You're going to get your hole puncher. You're going to punch a hole in it. I just used my old school crocodile. And then you're going to cut around that. Okay, I mean, this isn't the best, but just wanted to show you. Now, let's say we want to color it in a little bit. This just gives it a little glow. Makes it look a little bit magical. Put everything away. Get that out. Now, I said I use this because when after you've heated it up and it kind of curls, you just want something to put on it that's gonna force it to lay flat a little bit. You just have to be careful because it is hot, so you want to use something that could withstand that heat. So like I said, normally when you're doing this at home, you're gonna want to put your heat directly over, but for filming purposes, I'm coming in at the side so you can see it. Here we go. You just put this over it. I didn't want to fast forward this part because I wanted you to see it in real time. It takes a minute, you know, it takes a bit. It's not boom, boom, quick. As soon as you see it kind of curling, you're gonna know. And I take it into here. Now this one has a little hole up here. So if I wanted to, I could put it in a charm or what have you. See? Okay. So let's do another one. Okay, these ones I've already stamped out. Let's color it in. Let's color it in some Disney colors. Let me get close up on this. So we're gonna do a little bit of red in the middle. A little bit of black on the outside. Traditional Disney hat. This is not my strong point, guys. I'm kind of looking through the top to show you how to color, so. Okay. So there's that one. And you just have to give it a little bit to dry. You can hear the film, how it cuts. And then you're just going to want to cut as close as you can to your image. Try not to touch it because I know it's a little wet still. Okay, I'm going to try not to break it in the middle because, like I said, sometimes it's, oh good, didn't break. Okay, so here's our image. And I'm going to say it a million times, I'm a broken record, but at home, go straight over. I'm trying to let you guys see it because I don't have another camera angle for you, but over at home. Don't go to the side like I'm doing it. So here we go. We're going to go on that lower setting still. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys can see this. Here we go. Push it over. It's so cute. I can't get over them. Like, they're so cute. They're so cute. So, oh, here's that Madame Leota I did the other day. And look at the balloons. The only thing I would say is that I tend to push really hard when I'm holding it. And sometimes you can see the indentation. Let me see one where you can see. Well, say for instance, like on the, I was holding it right here. So you can kind of see that indentation, that little flaw, but it doesn't bother me so much, but this is how easy it is, my friends. Now, there's probably like a more proper way to do it. I used to do this when I taught, oh my gosh, we used to do it all the time at Christmas time and make ornaments, but like large ones the kids would draw. We'd put it in the oven and they would make ornaments for presents. But I haven't done them as little embellishments like this. And I'm just, when Christian posted it, I believe on her, a little reel of it on Instagram, I just was like, oh my God, where are all of my Shrinky Dink film? I need to do this. So now I'm obsessed. And the little, I mean, who doesn't love little Disney Spirit jerseys? I mean, look at that. I'm, like I said, I'm probably a little bit too much obsessed. But I just want to show you, I mean, how cute they are. I mean, come on. It's little miniature Mickey ears. How cute would that be in like a shaker or as an embellishment? Little teeny tiny ones. Little teeny tiny spirit jerseys. I'm like gonna go to town and do a whole bunch of like Star Wars ones. That one didn't come out because this was literally like my first one and I was too aggressive holding it down. But I'm gonna do a ton of little Star Wars ones. I mean, the pumpkin alone, hello, my gosh, so cute. The ghost, I didn't have to color anything, so that was easy. But you can do these for days, everyone. I mean, just think of all your stamps that you have and what you can do with them, because now you could make them all miniature. This one I held too aggressive too. See, when you hold it down too much and you don't let it curl up, this is what's going to happen. So that was a no-no. Look at how cute though, like a little bouquet of balloons, of Mickey balloons. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm just so this, I don't want to make it too long because this is how easy it is. You just want to make sure you have your Staz On Ink, your Shrinky Dink film, your stamps, whatever stamps you're going to use, something to hold it down when you're putting it in the heat, because it's going to get hot. You're not going to be able to do it with your finger. You could probably do it with your scissors. You're going to need a heat tool. This is like life-saving because I've always used the oven. And some Copic markers or some alcohol-based markers. And then you're good to go. I just can't wait. So you guys, if you guys are making them, tag me in them. I can't wait to see, especially if you're making them with our stamps. I have our new releases that I'm going to do because I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. And I'm going to do a million more projects with all of these. So I hope that helped a little bit. If you guys have any questions, like I said, I'm not an expert. I just did it the way was easiest to me. But if you have any questions or suggestions, or you know, just want to say, oh my gosh, let me know. And I'm excited to see what you guys make. Thanks.